Yes, on your bike, Martin. He's still trying to flog it to me, actually. Now then, Ian Skidmore, who's covered more than a mile or two in the service of this programme, but it was without either Austin 7 or Land Rover that Ian arrived in Laugharne, once the home of Dylan Thomas, still peopled by characters rumoured to have found their way into Undermilk Wood. Only the names were changed, they say. And Laugharne fiercely loved by its inhabitants, not least because of its unique little ways and traditions. Thomas himself hinted at the pride that the locals take in those.
Now, some people live in Laugharne because they were born in Laugharne and saw no good reason to move. Others migrated here for a number of curious reasons, from places as distant and improbable as Tonnapendy or even England, and have now been absorbed by the natives. Some entered the town in the dark and immediately disappeared, and can sometimes be heard on hushed black nights making noises in ruined houses. Or perhaps it is the white owls breathing close together like ghosts in bed.
No, don't switch off. It's not another film in search of Dylan. I love the poems, but I can't stand the voice, like a cello with bay windows. No, this is a search for the magic that makes you get off a bus and stay in this strange sea-locked place. It's a search, if you like, for magic.
Tell you what I like about this town. It's so eminently livable in. So lovely architectural afterthoughts. No dead hand of planning here.
Of course, in the last 30 years, more famous people than you could shake a stick at have been to Laugharne. But I wonder why George Borrow didn't come here on his tour of Wales. Of course, some people do anything to get on the programme. It's a very pretty village, this.
This is a town, not a village.
What's so special about a town?
Well, we've got the town hall, town clock, and we were granted a charter back in the 13th century to be a town.
Ah, but I live in a village on Anglesey, Bryn Shinken. We've got our own language. Have you got your own language?
Oh, yes, yes.
Do you know it?
Well, bits of it. I mean, if I was going to ask you how you were, I'd say, how are you today, then? Not how are you. That's local.
That's Derbyshire.
No, that's Laugharne.
Is it?
That's special Laugharne, that is.
What happens if you're born in the next village?
Oh, that's over St. Clair's Bridge. They're foreigners over there. See, they speak Welsh and we don't speak Welsh in Laugharne, rather.
There's no Welsh-speaking tradition?
Very little at all. It's only people who've come in here, Welsh people who speak Welsh. But I never heard Welsh spoken until I went to school in Carmarthen.
Well, what are you here then?
Well, originally I think it's Flemish. We go back to... And when we call Little England beyond Wales anyway. Not that we're English, mind.
Down there in the town hall, they're electing a Portreeve, and they're doing it tonight.
Oyez, oyez, oyez. All the first belong to this Her Majesty Court, each court baron, audience with attendance. Gentlemen, jury, please answer names.
This is what they call in Laugharne the big night, and the rules by which they're operating were laid down in the 14th century under a charter by their squire. Tonight they'll elect aldermen, the only people who still hold that office, by the way, in the entire kingdom. There'll be halberdiers, there'll be attorneys, there'll be other officials, and also a Portreeve, David Harris.
Will you all stand, please, for the chaplain's prayer? Almighty and eternal God, to whom we must all give account, give thy grace, we humbly beseech thee, to the Portreeve, to the aldermen, the officials, and the grand jury of the court leet and court baron. Guide them with thy spirit, through Jesus Christ our Lord.
Amen.
Amen.
If anyone knows of any name that I call out who has reason to believe that he is deceased, will you please stop and let me know, please?
I, David Rees Harris, do sincerely promise and swear that I will be faithful and bear true allegiance to Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth II, her heirs and successors.
Oh, that'd fetch a few bob in an antique shop. It's a lovely golden chair. Do you see those little things with medallions on it? They're cockle shells, because, of course, this is a town whose prosperity was built on a cockle shell.
Well, gentlemen of the jury and burgesses, we now present the said Portreeve to Shipping Park, but he is not to plough or cut up the same for the next half year ensuing, and if mown, to drive 12 loads of manure on the aftergrowth.
Down the stairs comes the new Portreeve.
Strong hands, all right?
And into that chair, where he's lifted by four of the sturdiest men in the town. I've heard of my office, that's ridiculous. Goes 3 times round the town hall, and then he's carried with the speed of light to the nearest pub, because then it's his round, and he has to buy a round in every pub in the town, what's more. Now, I've just had a word with a newfound friend, and I reckon that if I drink it quickly, like them, I can get to the next pub before the Portreeve. Some people doing as many as 6. I don't know. I think I've got it wrong. I bought him that pint. Anyway, he's deserved it.
How long have you been carrying that chair around? Since your first year?
No, I have carried it twice or 3 times before, like.
What do you have to do to get elected for that?
Be a good boy, you know.
A good one? I thought it was a punishment. What is it do you think that's so unique about Laugharne?
Well, I don't know. Probably the only town that pays its chief citizen to get everybody drunk.
Why have you never left Laugharne?
Oh, it's impossible. There's an old witch. She's a sorceress, you know. She's a woman in all her moods. Gets you into bed and chucks you out of bed, you know, but you can't leave her. I think that one day that this really is the Garden of Eden. And that one day they're going to find a skeleton with a missing rib, you know, to prove it.
Through envy and indignation, they label and libel it a legendary, lazy, little black magical bedlam by the sea. And is it? Of course not, I hope.
Ian Skidmore was enjoying the real Laugharne